Good afternoon, good morning, good evening everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are here for Sorare Game Week 363. I'm Quinny, I'm joined as ever, my co-pilot for the Game Week live stream going into Game Week 363. It is the one and only Harry Trades. Harry, good to see you again, my man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's been a long-awaited return to the deadline stream. We had a week off last week, obviously, because just DMPs everywhere. But now we're back. We're back for Game Week 363, like you said, and just buzzing to be a part of it, mate.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Another huge week, and like you said, we both DNP'd last week. I was away, Easter family, ended up going to the Derby match as well while I was at it, and everything in between. It seems to be Sorare scouts and managers from all over the world, but they tune into the channel. Have been raining in rewards over the last couple of game weeks. There's been some action in the midweek, a lot of good action last weekend, Harry. And as we come into the deadline stream today, I already see the live chat popping off with fist bumps and everyone's getting excited. It's that point of the season. So many teams are in action. So many galleries are primed for deployment this game week. And it feels like, we're going to be in for a huge game week.
No, I'm buzzing for it. It's going to be jam-packed. I was mentioning to you then off air that obviously we've got Brazilian League back now. So it's literally I think it's as full as it basically gets, as far as I'm aware. I think we've literally got every league. Genuinely. I could be missing one or two that aren't playing, but I think we've got everything, and it's going to be it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we've had Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League midweek, so there will be some rotations here and there, but for the most part, it's going to be jam packed.
I just see the comment there, somebody saying they find out how surprising how quickly I can change my clothes from the intro. Love that. But no, it definitely should be jam packed, and like we're coming into this game week, Harry, like you say, every league is back. I feel like I've been saying that for about 3 weeks, but yes, properly now. Like Norway's into match day 2. Brazil is actually having a weekend game week, and it feels like most of those games are on now. And adding that into the rest of South America, North America, we had the news yesterday or earlier today. J-League is back in town. Yep. So it feels like, all the wrongs are getting righted. And at the moment, I don't know, we'll check out on the prize pools, but one of the first things we do this game week, maybe Champion Asia. I don't think it will be buffed up yet. I don't think those cards have hit circulation, but you never know. We'll have a wee peek and we'll see on that. Anyone that is joining us live, by the way, or after we've been live, fist bump to you. Thanks very much for joining us. Do smash the like button on the stream. Goes a long way to helping us, not just on the stream, because as many of you will know, Harry, you know this, Sorare own and control the internet. So the more you like the content, the more you get involved in the content in the live stream, Sorare know that, and they give us all much better luck when it comes to rewards because they own and control the internet. So if you're here, you're having a good time, and you want to win better rewards, the thing you've got to do, Harry, is smash the like button on the stream. Make sure you subscribe to Quinny 3001 and Harry Trades. Link to Harry's channel is in the description of the video. Should 100% be there. But yeah, buzzing for it. Should be a big one, Harry boy.
Should be great. I just left my like there. I think we're on, well, I can see 12 likes so far, so hopefully we can bump that up to 100. I'm sure SR Monkey, I saw he was first in the chat, so yeah, welcome to the live stream, mate. But I'm sure Santa Claus will deliver some sort of gift. I'm sure into Quinny's Sorare account to give away at some point this stream, because we did have a week off last week, like we alluded to at the start of the video. So maybe we get double giveaway from SR Monkey. But no, I do always, well, we always really appreciate you and the kind donations. But yeah, no, it's going to be great. I'm just in the chat there, Quinny. Did you catch the Pavel Trader beef on Twitter?
I did. A bit of whale on whale action, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was Humpback versus I'm trying to think of another whale. Beached.
Ooh. Yeah, watch what one you're saying is McBride, by the way.
I haven't labeled anybody.
McBride is 100% a sperm whale. There's no two ways about it.
No, but that was interesting. Then we saw the other traders, Roof, get involved, and
oh really? I didn't see the full extent of it. I just seen McBride versus Pavel.
Yeah, it wasn't really beef, I don't think, but he like quoted it or something. I don't really know what he said, but there was definitely there was definitely a bit of drama to be had, which is good. It's all numbers, isn't it? It's all interactions for the boys.
Because Pavel's kind of new to the social media game, and it's just funny seeing him interacting with McBride that way. Like, oh, you've been here for so long, and why don't you do it? It's like, oh, what does Pavel know about me? You know, what's he even paying attention to from a distance this whole time? You know,
100%. Yeah, I mean, imagine the amount of interactions he has with traders on Discord / just offers in general, and just Sorare players. The fact that, like, I know McBride's a bit of a whale or whatever, so he's gonna kind of be known by maybe Pavel, but it was just funny how, like, he was like, I can recall you doing this exact trade with this exact like valuation. I was just like, oh yeah, he's McBride's in the mud here. But no, it was just funny. I'm looking at Pavel's tweet here. It was like, special offer: if I manage to get 8,000 subs, not followers, in 24 hours, I'll raise swap commissions from 129% to 134, 139, which is just funny. But yeah, just the fact that he's calling them subs on Twitter, I guess, just makes it a little bit funnier to me, because I mean, you don't sub to people on Twitter, and that's just Pavel's newness to the game, I guess, isn't it? To the Twitter game. But no, it was funny, really funny.
It was indeed. Pavel gone mad is the consensus there from the live chat, you know. But guys, again, one of the heroes of the live chat has showed up again in my direct offers, Harry. SR Monkey, no less, is throwing out some amazing cards for us to give away in this game week live stream. Now, I will actually need to get them distributed before the deadline, because I'm planning on playing a semi-pro, and I can't be carrying more than 10 cards. By the deadline, so we will need to get them shifted out pronto. We'll be giving them away. There's 2 here, right? So I'll show you them first of all. SR Monkey, by the way, if you don't follow him on Twitter, or you don't bow to his demands in a trade, then you have got no soul. This guy is a patron saint of FC Barcelona, and he is giving away through the stream today an Aaron Moy and a Greg Taylor limited.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty solid. So we'll be pulling them in FC Barcelona then out, and we'll be giving them away. We'll definitely give one of them away for interacting. I just put a tweet out there for the stream. So if you find me on Twitter at Quinny3001, 2 seconds. Let me go and pull it up so you can see it as well. But if you go and find me, all I need you to do is hit a wee retweet and a like, and just let people know if you're having a good time or not, and what you come to the stream for, or whatever you think. The people of the internet, like I say, Sorare own and control the internet, so they're people. This wee tweet here, go and find that, like and retweet, all that good stuff. Yeah, whatever you think they might like to know about the content here, feel free to share it. Quinny joining a semi-pro, controversial? Not at all. It's for the Road to Glory. It is in aid of the Road to Glory series. So, hey-ho, let's go. Anywho. So we'll definitely give one card away for that, Harry. Now, we do like giving ones away to the live chat that does get involved. We're live on YouTube now. I did flip the switches as well. We're also live on Twitch and Facebook. So if you're on Facebook or Twitch, maybe YouTube's not your bag, feel free to hang out over there. If you're over there joining us, I can't see your comments right now. I'll try my best to pull them up. But thanks a lot for joining us. Fist bump to you. So yeah, we like to give something away in the live chat. So there's 2 cards there. SR Monkey, I cannot say it enough. Patron saint of FC Barcelona and the Deadline live streams. Thank you very much. Great shout out to have, first of all, Harry, before we kind of progress into the main body of what we're going to get up to. Rascal Misaki displaying her membership there. She's been a member of the FC Barcelona Foundation for 22 months, going on 2 years. Thanks very much, Rascal, for all your support. It means a lot. And we've also got Owen Beaumont in there showing off his 6-month badge. Thanks very much, mate. Love the support. A lot of fist bumps to go around to everyone in the live chat. It's popping off big time. Sam Ty's in the chat. Sam Ty, the football guy. He's got 15 teams locked and loaded and ready to chase some coins this game. Absolutely loving it. Harry, are you going down the whole coin farming route?
Yeah, kind of. Like, it is coming into my thought process a little bit more. Like, for example, like, this is just my sort of take on things. Like, I don't really have enough super rares right now to really be putting like competitive, under 23 super lineups out. So I'm basically throwing my my sort of scraps in that sense and my unique into unique kickoff, because the coins are so so nice there in terms of what you need to score. So 300 points or more get you 1,000 of those coins. Rather than just playing a throwaway lineup in under 23 super, I'd rather play it in unique kickoff. Basically, is kind of one of my contemplations. But I haven't. I've been speaking to a few people and they're telling me that they're just buying a load of limited cards and just throwing in loads of limited lineups where they wouldn't before, just to farm the coins type of thing. I'm not taking it that serious, but I am definitely, I'm being strategic in what I'm staying within my means, but I'm definitely changing where I would play my cards just because of the coins. Yeah, if I'm being honest.
Fair play. I'm not quite went that way. I like protecting my win ratio a wee bit too much. Not that it's anything that amazing or anything, but I'm definitely not at the point of submitting everything and anything for the sake of it. It's too much of a headache on the apps and all that. And then you see teams that are just get in the way and just get annoying.
Yeah,
I'm not
for sure.
Let's see how much the coins are worth, then I'll regret not doing it this whole time. I'm sure that's probably what's going to happen, and everyone else will be grinning from ear to ear. One day it'll get nerfed and it'll be like, oh, I could have had 4 months of this. Or something. So anyway, egg will be on my face. We also have another huge contributor to the live stream here, SR Kahuna, I'm sure this is, and Alex Pastor. Now let's have a wee look at Alex Pastor. He has been going for like a bob and stuff like that. I cannot give away red Xers anymore because no one takes them, and I need to keep under 10. So this guy who plays, wow, cool. Defender, I thought he was a goalkeeper. That's why I was worried when he was a pound. So that's cool, no problem. Thanks very much, SR Kahuna. So there'll be 3 cards to give away. We'll definitely get something into the live chat for that, and we'll have some fun with some giveaways towards the back end of the stream, Harry boy. The first place that I wanted to pick up the stream today is the prize pool. So as we're looking at this, we're mentioned already a wee bit of Champion Asia. I'm expecting those prize pools to get buffed up in the coming weeks, right? But one thing that I want Sorare players, particularly the heroes and legends that come to the live streams with us, Harry, to pay attention to in particular, is like the cash pots that are displayed as available in each of these divisions, because every one of us, no matter how big or small your gallery is, has a priority team, has a best team, has your number 1 team, and quality of cards is something that we all, again, if you're watching this stream, there's about 60, 80 of you here or something like that. You guys will know what cards are good and what cards are useful to you and all the rest of it. And one of the big questions I get quite often, Harry, is sometimes like, what division should I play? Would you go 270? Would you go Challenger? And some of that will be down to the fixtures, which we're going to get into in the stream today to help you work that out. But for me, when it comes to like the best team I've possibly got, that's a big part of it as well, is what is the upper part, particularly now for where the cash points get paid out to, for the All-Star divisions and whatever, or the quality of cards we can find in 270. It's more about that tippy top end. And when you see, like, for example, like I'm looking at limited now, like, I don't think that's too shabby to look at in terms of the prize pots here in these limited regions, but these are only paid out, of course, at the podium level. So this is like lottery odds for you to be smashing into that, So a lot of different considerations come into this at different levels of the game. Maybe this is something that's a bit more important when you're playing with reds and above, than with the limiteds necessarily. But yeah, as you see, when you get into this run here on the prize pool, you've also got the All-Star ones here. All-Star Rare is paying out 15k on the total prize pot. There's $1,000 at the top, but then all the way back to 100, obviously there's pots getting paid out. So overall, like, it's a fair whack of money. It's like, what was that, $17,000 we've seen there?
Yeah.
15, sorry, I beg your pardon. And then an All-Star Rare Pro for only, I think this is only 40 spots that this pays out. 40 spots. I think it was initially 30, but it seems to be up to 40. And the smallest pot that pays out is $200, which is a super rare threshold at point of recording, or point of the stream. So, like, these divisions are ruthless. The All-Star ones, like, you need to have, big hitting teams, guys that smash, whatever. But did you see the team last weekend, Harry? The guy had about 16 decisives.
Yeah, yeah, it was incredible, right? I think everyone scored 100 bar the keeper.
I think the keeper got 100. Oh no, maybe you're right. Actually,
I think the keeper had like 80 something. I'm sure he did, and then everyone else literally capped out, like, because obviously they get their XP as well. Captain bonus on one of the hundreds. It was absolutely mental, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you need something magic to happen in those divisions, because All-Star, like I say, everything goes and anything goes. But the way a lot of people prioritize their number one team, like, always differs. Every Sorare manager's got a completely different number one division play. So there's some great rewards won this week across the community as well. Stish won, obviously, Mbappe from Champion Euro Pro. I seen that. What division did Haber win for the Kimmich? Was that All-Star Rare Pro?
All-Star Rare Pro, yeah.
So there's a lot of good teams smashing out, and when you look at those teams, like, yeah, they've got some really good players in them or whatever, but the stacks themselves for the full 5 build that they've had, you wouldn't have looked at that at the beginning of the game week and went, that's number one capable, necessarily.
Definitely not.
You just need to know your cards and play them in the right place. And both those guys, like, I know Stish is buzzing, he got an Mbappe, and I seen Haber was buzzing that he got a Kimmich, so, it's definitely... Because again, like, I think, Harry, when we look at the prize pools cards, as I say, most people that are coming into this will have a good look at it and have a good understanding of it already. But that's just another part of it that I think when you're picking your number one team, your best team, it's definitely a part of the game that is overlooked at the moment. And the way Sorare are displaying it now, like we've spoken about before on content, me and you and everyone, and a few other people as well, of course, is like money scales, so it's going to be interesting watching these numbers, maybe not really over the next 3 months, but maybe the following 3 months thereafter, perhaps, with, new season.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 and, let's see what happens with that. So it'll be interesting to kind of keep a tab on these numbers as much as anything else, and when you do have those game weeks where you think, wow, man, my guys could smash, we're midfielder playing bottom, the goal scorers up front are in great form, blah, 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 whatever it is, so.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with the whole, like, I mean, the All-Star Rare Pro, the divisions where there is, 5 figures on, across top 100 for All-Star Rare, 30 for All-Star Rare Pro, whatever the payout goes down to. But like you said, you are going to need absolute smasher teams in there. But I think for people who don't really have them, like, my gallery isn't set out to go out and try and, compete in those divisions because it's an under 23 gallery, right? So, like, for me, I play within my means. And it's the same for anyone else that isn't an under 23 gallery that have, like, decent cards. But, you might think, yeah, you got, let's say you got five good, you got 5 cards, you got a lineup, and 3 are like, smasher fixtures, but 2 aren't. There probably isn't much point in you going into All-Star and All-Star Rare Pro, if we're being completely honest. This is on about, obviously, super rares taken into consideration, whatever. But ultimately, I think that there's definitely a reason now to, like, be a bit more conservative and kind of look, well, okay, I've only got 3 smasher fixtures this week. 2 of my players just don't have good fixtures, right? But I need to play those 5 players together. Well, do they fit into cap 270? Okay, they do. Do they fit into cap 220? Possibly. Whatever it is, I think there's definitely a road to a card, if that makes sense for you. If you're not looking, like, if you don't have 5 players, they're gonna, like, you don't know they're gonna smash, but, like, you kind of do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You've got to just be careful with, don't think your cards are better than what they kind of are sometimes. And the opposite sort of goes for that as well. But basically, just, try and fit your cards into, or your lineup into somewhere where, like, you're not protected, but you're just not against the absolute big dogs in yours. Because there's a reason why all these big cards are in these All-Star Rare Pros, is because obviously there's good money going down the podiums and stuff and the prize places. And I just think, just sometimes be conservative, be a bit more strategic, and go, well, hang on a minute, Challenger Rare looks a bit light this week. All the massive Ajax cards are probably going to go into All-Star Rare because there's big money, because there's only podium money on the regions. Can I sneak in there with a little, I don't know, whoever stack, like, and that's kind of where you've got to find your niche, basically, is probably the best way to describe it, within the region /division.
Yeah, totally. Because that's the next thing that kind of comes into looking at the prize pool is the head count versus the the payout. Because like how many competitive lineups in here you never really know until the game week's probably about 3/4 ran.
Yeah.
But like the longer you play, you can sometimes get a sense of it, and you'll never be spot on. But it's safe to say, kind of nowish. You would maybe expect 80% of lineups in the regions are probably 5-man teams, 90%. It'd be interesting to have Laird's opinion on that. Actually, he probably knows for a fact. But anyway, like you say, Challenger probably not a bad example. In the Pro division, 664 entrants at the moment. So let's imagine about 500 are really competitive. And in terms of 5-man teams, probably likely starters, that kind of thing. 60 card payout, and Challenger Rare Pro, like the caliber of card, like you'll get some goodies in here if you get into top spots, So yeah, is it a wee bit of, but like I say then, is it realizing that's your best team? Actually they're all Challenger eligible, but they're not killers, so they're not going to make it an all-star. They're too powerful for 240. 270 maybe they don't quite, or maybe you've got a super rare, obviously, because it's a pro division we're chatting about,
100%. It's just it's just about finding where where your best your best cards, but they might not be the best in terms of when you're comparing it to other lineups, and that's obviously the game, right? We're playing against other people, and ultimately there's levels to this, but I do think there's definitely ways to make your cards go further, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big time. So yeah, I'm quite excited for looking at the prize pools this week. They've kind of been set in stone for where they're at the moment in terms of the actual card payout. But it was just one of those things before coming into the game week. It's definitely something I just wanted to kind of get us going with, in terms of what's actually out there, what are we thinking about, what are we looking at. So if you're in the live chat now, let us know what division you're actually targeting. Are you going for a cap? Are you going for a region? Are you going to go no holds barred and all-star where XP, any combination of cards, captain choices, all this stuff comes into it, There's a question in here from Football Player. The Road to Glory is going to be scheduled to go out Sunday, just because of the way the week's went and all the rest of it. And yeah, maybe that'll be good fun if you want to catch that. It should be early doors. We're going to try and catch it for dawn if we can get all that lined up. But yeah, Harry Boy, do you want to get us sorted and let us know what are going to be the fixtures that make us and break us on the leaderboard this game week?
Yeah, 100%. I've just shared my Game Week Center matchups tab, hopefully, so we'll be able to have that on the stream. But yeah, I mean, I just alluded to it just then when I was talking. But yeah, the best fixture this weekend, unfortunately, Quinny, for your Celtic cards, even though they have a good fixture, is Ajax at home to Emmen. Yeah, massive sort of win probabilities, clean sheet probabilities, 3 goals scored probabilities for Ajax. They've been good. They've been a lot better over the last couple of games, I would say. And the XI seems a little bit more settled than it has been, maybe towards the start of the season and stuff. And they weren't really picking up results where they should have done and whatever. But yeah, I do foresee a very high scoring game here for Ajax, and probably to nil as well if we're looking at the odds.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've. Yeah, sorry. I thought.
Yeah, sorry. No. I'm just looking at the probabilities there, and we've got the predicted 11 kind of flicking on and off screen as well. One of the big question marks I see for this Ajax team, of course, is left back. No Calvin Bassey in the team, no Owen Wijndal as well. So it's between these two guys, Hato and Bass. They seem to share the pitch in the last game or two. So I don't know if it's a chink in the armour. Emmen are not anything to be worried about, of course. The main stack looks like Grealish is going to play in midfield. There is a wee shout that Bassey plays midfield apparently, but I'm not too sure how all that's going to pan out. But yeah, Tadic will play Bergwijn, full strength up top.
I watched Ajax last week for a little bit, and yeah, Yuri Bass started last game. Young left back looks good, to be fair, but yeah, no Kudus I guess this week, which is why there's a different. That's why Grealish has kind of come in, I think, because there's just been changes elsewhere. So no Kudus it looks like, and no, like you said, there's definitely a left back situation to be handled. And then Alvarez is dropped back into defense. So yeah, there's been a little bit of a change up, I guess, in the Ajax team, but again, still good enough to roll over this Emmen team. If I had to guess, probably going to be a 4-0, isn't it, if we're being honest?
Yeah, over 3.5 goals, feels like it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So what's the next game we've got? Union? Oh, Sarang.
Yeah, this is interesting, though, because obviously Union played last night against Leverkusen. And yeah, got a great result. I was just speaking to you before we went live. Obviously, Wirtz got equalising goal for Leverkusen, which was a massive goal for them. You know, they were 1-0 down for the majority of that game. And Leverkusen were at home as well. No, I don't think many people really thought USG was, going to, put up that much of a fight, I guess. But I remember seeing they interviewed Moussa Diaby, obviously the Leverkusen player, and he got asked, like, do you know any USG players? And he basically said, no, I don't have a clue who they are, or any of them. But yeah, just nice to see that they, managed to get a really good result against Leverkusen. But then that does, throw into question, okay, is there going to be rotations? And obviously looking at the play sharper screen, there is going to be a couple. Like my boy Vitesse started last night, but he isn't set to start this weekend, which is a little bit annoying for me. Simon Adringa, I think he's on loan from Brighton. He didn't play yesterday, so he's 90% down for this weekend. But what a smashing fixture. I think regardless of whether, like, for a forward, if Yorbe comes off the bench, I think he probably still gets a decisive. But of course, for your defenders and midfielders, you want them to start. But the main guys seem to be in there. Twema, the main boys are thereabouts. So I think that's, again, probably another good 3-4-0 fixture, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, some of the big hitters there, like definitely, like that Adringa, his L5 is 63 at the moment. And if he's on to start against Sarang, he didn't play against Leverkusen. He's going to be, this is his time, to go on and do his thing. So, yeah, he could be a great play along with Chuma. And maybe somebody like Burgess or Kundus or something could do pretty well. Looking at the Sarang team, yeah, I don't think there's anything to be excited about. If you were holding any of those cards, I think they're all probably going to get smashed. With the goals are going to concede. It's the only way I see that going.
Yeah,
Number 3 there looks like Porto, but
yeah, Porto home to Santa Clara, I believe. I think Santa Clara, are in 18th position right now in the league. Porto just got off the back of beating Benfica in that derby game, which was massive, away from home as well. So, they're going to be full of confidence. I don't know what's happened to my screen, but Porto have an unbelievable fixture. And again, similar to the Ajax situation, I really can't, like, these 3 top fixtures just seem like incredibly good, if I'm being honest. All home, all playing like really low ranked teams in their league. And yeah, it just feels like 2-0s and 3 or more are just like programmed in.
Yeah, for sure. Because looking at this, like, it looks like Pepe is going to play up front for Porto, and I'm pretty sure that Pepe's played at right back this season.
He has. Yeah, he's rapid. He can play everywhere, to be fair. He's really good.
So he's playing up front. They've actually got defenders as well behind him. And then in midfield, like that Galeno, I've not seen him play or anything, but between Galeno, Uribe, and Eustachio, I don't see much mobility in that midfield. In terms of like wingers and attacking like 10 types, it seems like it'd be quite
Galeno, to be fair, Galeno is an out-and-out winger. He's absolutely rapid. Yeah, but it's, like you said, Eustachio and Uribe, aren't, I guess, the most mobile. But Pepe is, and obviously, I guess, Taremi's being rotated out, I imagine, unless he's suspended. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on there. Evan Nielsen hasn't played the last few games. He's been injured for a while, actually. So I guess this is a nice chance to introduce him back into the starting 11. But yeah, the odds again, they've all been identical. Looking at those play sharper screens in terms of the odds of the opposition winning the game, it's basically been like 20-1 for every single team that we've looked at so far.
Yeah, you've lost the matchups.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Let me have I'm just going to refresh it. I think I'll be back. Will I be back? Taremi is suspended. Yeah.
So their data doing is like their play sharper.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here because I can see all the. Oh, that's why. Sorry, Quinn. It's because I had the wrong game week.
Sorted.
Yes, so we're back. And
City next.
4th position is City at home to Leicester. Yeah, obviously, Leicester in a terrible, terrible shape right now. Did you see Maddison's interview after last game?
No, I didn't.
He gave away a ball to Philip Billing, and Philip Billing went in and basically scored, and that was the deciding goal for the game. I think it finished 1-0, and like obviously Maddison's quite renowned for his just his really good interviewing capabilities, and it was just like he's just really raw and just really honest. Like he just knew he completely messed up, and it was just one of those ones where like they just seem like they're just down. They really, really do. And playing Man City after that. Massive win against Bayern. This is the last team you want to play, I think, after losing at home to Bournemouth, isn't it? Going away to Man City.
Yeah, big time. And looking at the Man City team, the way they're going to line up, Ederson, Akanji, Diaz, and Ake, and then this midfield kind of 3 of Gundo, Rodri, and Stones.
I don't know what Stones is doing.
And then the
Yeah,
attacking quartet of Mahrez, De Bruyne, Grealish, and Haaland, which just, wow, it's just fake, isn't it?
it's nuts. It's quite a similar team to midweek, actually. Mahrez didn't start midweek, but other than that, they have I think it's the exact same team. So
Yeah.
they're rotating out Bernardo for Mahrez, apparently. But no, I maybe foresee maybe a few more changes than that. But I don't know how bad Man City are right now in terms of injuries. But that seems it is a very similar team to the midweek. So yeah, I am quite interested in seeing if that is actually, turns out to be true.
Leicester going quite defensive, it looks like. Change of goalkeeper with Iverson coming in. But it's a kind of back five with Suter, Amarte, Fais, Christensen, and Castagna. And Dide, Dewsbury Hall, and Madison in midfield. And then Daka and Iheanacho are just going to be counter-attack merchants, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. They're not gonna. They'll be lucky to get 20-30% possession, I guess, after the 90 minutes are done. So it's just going to be a case of, can we counter attack and can we be effective? Which they probably won't be if we're being honest.
No, I don't see it, but you never know. You might get a cheeky decisive out of one of them if you needed to play them. And then after City, it's
We've got
baddies.
We'll probably have to skip past this one, don't we? Really, considering
we'll see St Mirren because Tony's.
We'll see St Mirren. Yeah, why not? Why not? Isco's just joined us. Isco, what's going on, brother?
There's a few cards in this Rangers team now all of a sudden as well,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
So it looks like Suter's in defence with Davis, Ben Davies or Davis or whatever we're calling him.
Yeah.
Cantwell and Raskin in midfield and Tillman up front are all the cards. So you could, there's 5 outfielders there to choose from this week if you're a Blue Nose. It looks like Tony's on to start for St Mirren. And St Mirren, I've said it already, St Mirren, one of the best teams Celtic have played this season, like domestically. So it is a way. But I've not really heard much from Tony this week, but I could see Tony, ex-Celtic player, the way the derby went last week, obviously Celtic winning, 12 points clear at the top or whatever. Maybe St Mirren don't get a great result, right? But I can see Tony's getting a goal, like in a game like this and having a good celebration at Ibrox, So he's L 15 of 35. So for a cap 220 or something fun, I think Tony could be good fun this week. Mark O'Hara's in good form. And if he could pick up some tackles and some good passing, perhaps. Maybe he assists Tony. Who knows? But yeah, that's one of the better games this game week as well.
A little cheeky St Mirren stack. Yeah, and then after that, Quinny, we've got Bayern Munich at home.
Bayern München.
Bayern München at home to Hoffenheim.
I found this in the back of my wardrobe. I bought this last year and I've never wore it. So I thought, I'll wear this today. And I've got no reason for wearing it other than, I say, I've just not worn it in ages. But Bayern Munich, there we go. So at home at Hoffenheim, wow. I suppose we do expect Hoffenheim to ship a lot of goals, Harry, don't we?
Yeah, there's a 44% chance of a clean sheet for Bayern and a 65% chance of 3 goals scored or more for Bayern. There has been a bit of drama in the camp, I guess. Yeah, in the Bayern Munich camp with obviously the Mane and Sane situation. I'd expect him to bounce back pretty strongly this weekend after what happened against Man City. But yeah, I don't know. Or they could just go the complete opposite way, Quinny, and they just have a really bad week of 3 games where they just completely. I don't know. It's a tough one to really predict. Obviously, we're going to expect Bayern to do well, aren't we? But I don't know. It's a weird one. They've just been absolutely battered by Man City, and arguments it don't help. When dressing rooms are in I'm not saying the whole dressing room's in a bad way just because 2 people have had a Barney, but ultimately it can't be a good place to play right now after that defeat to Man City, and there's going to be big pressure on them this weekend. Big pressure.
Big time, I agree. I think I'm not a fan of Thomas Tuchel, so I'm not too surprised, disappointed, or anything about this. I say I'm just not, I'm really glad to see City do a number on him. But I think this Bayern team, mate, see this team that's been rolling around for the last 4 or 5 years, they need a Heynckes, they need a Zidane, they don't need a Nagelsmann, they don't need a Tuchel. This team just needs more of that custodian manager almost to make sure they're in good condition and they're well organised and a good unit and all the rest of it, because a lot of this team, I say a lot of this team, looking at the predicted 11, it's not actually that many if you're to count them on your hands, right? But within the entire squad, there's enough of them that have been there over that period of time where, like the great Real Madrid team that we're experiencing at the moment, they just need an Ancelotti, they just need a Zidane, they just need somebody to look after them and make sure that they're going to show up every week and do their best when it matters. And it maybe feels like this Bayern team's the risk of being a bit over-engineered. and Thomas Tuchel for me, I just can't wear him, and I don't know. They should do really well in this game. Like 63% chance of over 3.5 goals. I make that quite right. Choupo-Moting, Thomas Muller. It looks at Sané and Coman. That'll be the attack. And I think all those guys are on for decisives this week. If they all start, even the guys from the bench, we could see Gnabry. We could see Mane as well. Obviously, it was a Mane-Sané conflict that we had midweek. Even guys like Alphonso Davies bombing up the wing. Because Hoffenheim, looking at their team, it looks like they'll be playing some sort of 3-4-3 with Kabak, Brooks and Akpogoma in defence, but on the wing backs it's Kaderbeck and Angelino, who are flying wing backs, both of them, and then up front it's Baumgartner, who's a bit of a works kind of guy in terms of how he plays and stuff, Kramaric is a bit of a versatile forward, and Bebu, who's quite a big strong quick guy up front. So I think Hoffenheim, this will be an end-to-end affair. I don't think Bayern have got a really good shot at a clean sheet with Sommer and that and goals, but with it being so much disarray there at the moment, Hoffenheim have always got a puncher's chance of scoring 3 goals against anybody in the Bundesliga. This could be a mad 5-3 game or something. It
really could. That's that. Was what I was going to tell you. Then, they have the pieces, like you said. They can strike gold, not necessarily win the game, but I definitely think they can. Score goals against this Bayern team, who defensively, let's be honest, are diabolical right now. Really, there's just no. It just doesn't seem like there's any sort of no leaders there really. Like, when you're seeing Upamecano making mistakes like he's been doing it, and he's done it consistently all season, if we're being honest. Like, it's not, that weren't a one-off against Man City. We've seen that quite a few times this season. He did it twice against Adli for Leverkusen, like against Leverkusen. There's been some serious, times of this season where he's been asked to be called upon and he's just not delivered. And I don't know, I just think they're just very shaky, very, very shaky at the back.
Yeah, so no clean sheets for Bayern this week sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I'm looking 100%. At the next team on the sheet, Harry, and that looks like clean sheet written all over it.
Yeah, Sporting at home to Accra.
Yeah, you should know that. Your guy plays for them, does he not?
Nah, he plays for Famalicão.
Oh, does he? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
That's the first time I've actually said that. I've not had a team play against that. Like, I don't know.
Aruka is what I would say.
Aruka, yeah. I don't even know where they are in the league, if I'm being honest. I'm guessing pretty low down. But like you said, yeah, big chance for Sporting. I think they lost 1-0 last night, didn't they, to Juve away? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Aruka are 5th, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say I didn't know where they were, but that doesn't seem like the easiest fixture in the world. It probably is. We know the top sort of 3 in Portugal are far superior than the bottom, say 17 or whatever it is in the league. But I don't know, 5th in the league, Quinny tells me that it might not be as a walk in the park.
No, definitely not. But the odds are very much in their favour.
For sure.
It's like 13-1 for the away team to win. XG is almost 3 for Sporting Lisbon, and we know how few goals Sporting Lisbon score. So for them to have an XG on this of almost 3, I think kind of tells you what you need to know about how maybe weak they are, and who knows where it will be particularly. But there's the bookies, don't get much wrong. They fully expect Sporting Lisbon to do a 2-0 here or something. Maybe more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's always hard playing against, this team are going to play probably a low block, and they're going to have 11 men behind the ball, basically. And it doesn't matter how good your team is, attacking-wise. Sometimes it's just really hard to break down 11 men. It just is. And,
yeah, true.
You just never know. It could be a tough day at the office for Sporting, more than it would maybe, Porto against Santa Clara, who are 18th in the league. And I know league position doesn't always reflect, what the outcome's going to be, but it's a decent indication for the most part. And I don't know. I don't love this fixture as much as maybe, maybe from an attacking perspective. Maybe I think defensively, you're probably pretty sound in a sporting clean sheet. I don't know. I don't really foresee them scoring a ton of goals, but I hope I'm completely wrong for Sporting holders, of course.
Yeah, we got a great comment here in the live chat as well from Sam, who says Leicester with an interim coach, so you can't really know what to expect in that Man City fixture.
True.
Interim coaches are very rarely up for getting embarrassed in my experience, but they normally like to be steady, and at least they didn't make things worse, so probably a conservative approach, but Sam's totally right. It could be bloody anything that shows up, really.
100%. And Sporting, I know, just going off topic, but Sporting obviously have midweek next week as well against Juve, massive tie at home. And they're going to obviously want to win that. So it's one of them where are their priorities? Are they going to, they want to win this league game, of course, but then it's also, can we afford to rest our quote unquote best couple of players to make sure they're super, super ready for the midweek?
We've got some great details coming in from the live chat as well about the predicted team that we had there from Sporting Lisbon. The live chat reckons that Inacio will not start this game, but Matthias Rees will start ahead of him, and it could be Trincao instead of Chermite. And Rasko Masaki's telling us that Morita was nuts last night in the Sporting game. So, yeah,
Okay.
great intel. And Hendo's asking us a bit of a left field one, Harry, but I'm going to pick this up quickly, right? But
Yeah.
he's asking, he's saying Barkas wasn't training or something, so could we have the Kaiser season? So let's go and see if the Kaiser is on his predicted 11. What team is it again? Here in Wien?
Utrecht, isn't it?
Utrecht, yeah, of course. What am I thinking? Barkas is on a 75%, but this was last updated, last expert update, Utrecht, Friday at 1:03, so half an hour ago. So he's maybe just been reduced to 75% from 100 or something. So maybe keep posted closer to the deadline in case that updates further, or check your timeline for that, Hendo, but that's as much help as I've got for you, buddy.
Somebody did ask, just Nathan Tillman said, any news on Vinny? I've been told that Vinny isn't going to play this weekend. Didn't train today with Tony Cruz, so I think they're trying to, I don't know what's wrong with him / them, but I know they're not going to play this weekend against Cadiz.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. It's floating around the Twitter sphere.
Yeah.
The next game you've got up there, but Harry, is the team that are currently third in Ligue 1. Yep, third at the moment, at home to Troyes, and that is Marseille.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been following Marseille's sort of, fixtures too much, or even results. I guess this season. To be fair, I've just got, I haven't got any Marseille players, no exposure to them, to be honest. So I'd be interested to see. I did see something though. Pau Lopez got like bench or something last weekend. I definitely seen something about that. I don't know why, but there was definitely a situation where that occurred, or maybe the week before, something like that. Have a little look on Sharper.
Well, it's on his 95%. With there's been the Ruben Blanco being named as like, yeah, there's a shot this guy could get a game here,
Okay.
But it looks to be the tried and tested Igor Tudor 3-4-3 with Mbemba, Gigo, and Kolasinac that have became some back three. By the way, if you look at their like SO5 wise, it looks like they've all taken turns of peaking, in this team, but they've all had a shot at it really. Klaus, who if you haven't watched Klaus yet, you're missing out. This guy is so much fun to watch. Great player on SO5 as well. Rongier, Veretout, and Tavares complete that midfield four. But then under Malinovsky and Alexis Sanchez, Harry, when you're looking at that page there on Sorare Data, I'll just put it back on screen for everyone else so they can see it as well. Well, I was talking about, I think Sporting Lisbon and the Porto guys look great for clean sheets, but this Marseille front three, like look at the forward projected score there. I think they're going to get, like, if you've got Marseille forwards, Alexis Sanchez, Malinovsky around there, I think you could be on for an 80 or so, the way it's forecasted.
100%. Yeah, no, the odds are massively in Marseille's favour, of course. And yeah, Sanchez has been on fire recently. And yeah, they do seem to be, sort of reigning decisives, which is great for Marseille cards and holders and stuff. But yeah, I've not really been following them, too much. But it's your boys next, Quinny. Celtic away to Kilmarnock. I'm sure you're going to take the stage now and take me over in terms of what's gone on, because you were obviously at the game last week, so you'll have a good sort of viewpoint on everything. But yeah, take it away.
So I've just got the predicted team up here. Somebody actually, JC was in the live chat saying that he got crap off a play. Sharper might be in this little comment section here. Yeah, it is, for saying Iwata's a good shout. I think Iwata is probably 50-50 with Moy. I don't think 80-20. I think it's more like 50-50, to be honest with you. But that's just my personal opinion. I think otherwise the front three does pick itself. It will be Maeda, Kyogo, and Jota. I do make the probability right here, but it is Dyson on a 70%. I'd maybe push that to 80 with the chance of Haksabanovic. I think Haksabanovic gets at least 30 minutes in this game. And in the back four probably doesn't change. Starfelt's here at 90%. I would maybe put Starfelt down to 85-80 and put Kobayashi on there as a wee slight outsider, but otherwise I think the rest of the team picks itself. 12 points clear after winning in the derby last week, and away to Kelly, who are in the bottom six at the moment, haven't scored much this week in this season. And the last time we went to Rugby Park, which is Kilmarnock Stadium, we beat them 5-0. Dyson Maeda got 2 assists. Goals rained from all over the pitch. We weren't at full strength then. So I think it'll be like a 4-5-0 probably for Celtic. But the way things go, if you watch Scottish football on the regular, you cannot rule out mishaps. You cannot rule out the unforeseen decisions that could go for or against or not go in any direction. So clean sheets are certainly not guaranteed, but on paper and all things being equal, that's probably the way the game should go. But yeah, I think O'Reilly is nailed to start, McGregor's nailed to start, Moy and Owata on the coin toss.
Yeah, makes sense. No, you're right. Like you said, I always feel like Celtics seem to be, they seem to get done with some like random penalty decision again, isn't it? It always feels like that there's, I don't know, like obviously I'm in a few group chats with Jenky, Josh Forth, and every time it's Celtic stack, like it always seems to be a penalty against them or something, you know what I'm saying? Something just messes up the defensive stack of Celtic. They'll go on and win the game 4-1, 5-1, 3-1, whatever, but like there always seems to be something that goes wrong in that sense defensively.
Yeah, some stupid penalty or something every time, man. The amount of clean sheets we've lost down to like, and the handballs, if you've seen them when they went viral, like most of the handballs we've had this season, we've probably lost like 5 handball penalties this year. 3 or 4 of them have been wild, like genuinely wild. Like hand is inside body shape, doesn't move towards the ball, it's from point blank range.
Yeah.
Penalty to fucking St. Johnson or whatever. Bernaby's got his back to the ball, his hand is behind his back, point blank range, ball gets blasted at him, penalty to fucking Motherwell or whatever it is, it's just wild. But anyway, yeah, so can he bank on it with us? But goals, I think Kyogo, he dropped a 78 pointer last week, Harry, with 2 goals. I back him to do 2 decisives again, and I hope he can break 80 this week. He's not a big peaky guy, Furuhashi, so I'm hoping he just minimises those BCMs. And, he's got a big score in him this season, and he's not quite got it yet, so this could be the game for it. So Celtic 100%. Attacks are definitely worth stacking on this week. O'Reilly, if you've got him, I'd say O'Reilly, this is a game O'Reilly could do 100 for me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And then, we've got Leipzig at home to Augsburg, which seems like a very, very good fixture. I think Augsburg have one of the worst defenses away in the league, so that could be... To
be honest, mate, I think this is a bit of a red herring of a game. I'll put the predicted 11 on, but Leipzig, see if you look at their form, it's been rotten, man. It's been rotten. They're such a patchwork team. We're looking at the team now, like Henriks, Orban, Simican, Guardiol, and Rom is a back 5 is what's likely to play. Midfield of Leimer, Haidara, and Soboslai. Now, I reckon we may actually see this on the pitch. Maybe Henriks is in midfield because he can play that way. But like Leipzig's form is just all over the place. They were kind of pushing at the top here, and I think they're going to really struggle to hang on to 4th the way things are going. Augsburg, like you say, really leaky defence. And when you look at their team, there's not much going on here, but they're not in the bottom 3, and teams like this get points, and this could be a game where they could get points. So I'm actually a bit nervous on Leipzig this week, personally. So I think that fixture rating is a bit of a red herring. Leipzig could smash them, of course they could, but it's not a game I play with any confidence with the couple of Leipzig cards I have,
No, that makes sense. I get it. They're definitely prone to that for sure. Atletico at home to Almeria is our next fixture. Very similar sort of stats in terms of Leipzig, 76% win percentage, 57% clean sheet, and 47% 3 goals scored or more. We do know Atletico do struggle to score 3 or more goals, so I'm not surprised that isn't above 50%. But still a decent percentage. How do you see this one going?
This is probably one of those games where if they are going to score that amount of goals, it's probably going to be on this one. At home, in good form. I can't see the points on Play Sharper at the moment, but they are. Let me go and have a peek at it on Flash Scores real quickly, have a look at the table. But they're peaking form this season. 2 points behind Real Madrid, who are coming off of a midweek fixture. A good game for them, I think. I can't remember who they're playing again. Is it Cadiz? It's a good game for them, but Atletico are going to keep that pressure on. Can they get into second? A clean sheet, I think it's a given. This should be a game where we get an all-black clean sheet. But I think guys like DePaul, Carrasco, Llorente, Griezmann in particular, this is a game where those guys could share amongst 3 decisives between them. If Atleti win 2-0 or something, you kind of know for Atleti it's going to be Griezmann involved, and then maybe Carrasco is quite likely, and maybe 1 or 2 others. So I think it's a good game if you have Athletic cards. It's maybe not a game to go and buy them. Maybe it's a good game for them for draft mode, because looking at Hermoso, L15 of 55 is very punchy. If Witsel starts in defence with an L15 of 35, that could be really good. And Carrasco even 43, because he's really decisive capable. So yeah, there's some stuff here to be had. Savic is on 50% if you have a Savic card. I didn't realise he was shaky for this game. But Almeria, they try and play well, but they're languishing down towards the bottom. I would back Valencia to get out the bottom 3, and it's probably going to be at the expense of a team like Almeria. So yeah, I think this is a good game for Atleti, but it's not so good where I would rush out and put the whole team at it,
100%. Yeah, I think I've captained Griezmann in my drafts, to be fair. So I'm hoping for a smash from him. We've got Lima next, who are in Peru. I don't think
Yeah, don't touch
really
that.
too bothered about Lima. No disrespect. And then we've got 2 away fixtures in the Eredivisie, PSV and Feyenoord, both being away from home, playing Volendam and Camber respectively. Interesting one, because if these were like at home, I think they would be like top of the sort of list in terms of in terms of the stats and the probabilities of winning them games. But they're away, and the stats are still sort of massively stacked in their favor. So it shows how good of a fixture is. Obviously, Feyenoord did play last night. They beat Roma, didn't they? 1-0.
Yep.
They beat Roma
Did
1-0.
you see Jose's post-match?
I didn't know, but I saw there was like, what was he fuming?
No, it was good banter, mate. So
was it? No way.
So obviously Roma beat Feyenoord in the Europa Conference Cup final last year.
Yeah.
And this Dutch journalist was saying something to him like, where was the game won and lost or something?
Yeah.
Jose made a joke that this guy's been crying for the last 10 months because they lost the final. And now they're happy because they won the game. And he said, he was basically saying, good game. We didn't score enough goals. And he's like, we look forward to the second leg. But see, even if we don't beat you, I'm not going to be crying for 10 months like you were. I'll forget about it and move on. He's giving it a bit of Jose,
Yeah, I was just thinking then, because they had a bit of a nightmare last night. I saw Pellegrini missed a pen. Dybala came off injured. Pellegrini was subbed at halftime. Tammy Abraham came off injured like 58th minute. They had an absolute nightmare of a day, and obviously lost the game as well. So I don't know how Feyenoord will think in terms of, like, I don't think they don't really rotate that much anyway. So I don't think you have to worry about Feyenoord's rotation too much. Their team is pretty settled for that. In that sense, and they play obviously Camber away. Odds are massively stacked in their favor. It's hard. Like, they just beat Roma. They're going to be absolutely buzzing, aren't they?
Yeah, big time. And they're riding high at the top of the table. Feyenoord haven't won the league in a few years. So, a European final last year, like we've mentioned, obviously it ended in disappointment, but nonetheless, a European final's something that is a positive indicator of success, Riding high top of the league now, still in European knockout stages. First leg up, like you say, against a European giant in Roma. So, it is going to be no holds barred. The team doesn't look to change too much here. It looks like it'll still be Idrisse, Jimenez and Johan Bash as the front three. Kochu, Szymanski and Weaver. And this boy Weaver, by the way, he came on Road to Glory, or somebody pointed this guy out to me somewhere, Harry, and like he looks like a player, like raw stats and everything. It might have been you, or maybe it was looking up with Laird or something.
Might have been
Channy?
Yeah,
somebody somewhere. Channy.
He had a mad game last night. He gave away a pen and scored a goal. So he obviously won the game for Feyenoord. But yeah, he does look like a player. One thing I would like sort of be skeptical of teams that played last night / midweek is the early sort of substitution in that sense. Like, if Szymanski or Kochu or whoever, they're probably going to get dragged after 65, maybe 75 at max, because there's just no point. If they're already winning the game, why risk them any further on in the game with midweek coming up? And it's just like, if they've not got their decisive, if they've not got their AA in that time, then you're kind of screwed, aren't you? So, but that's something you can't really foresee. It is what it is, right?
Big time. I've just noticed, Harry, we've got 115, 120 Sorare scouts and managers from around the world joining the stream. We've got 3 cards to give away thanks to the generous patron saints of FC Barcelona and SR Kahuna and SR Monkey. I think we could probably give one of the cards away kind of nowish, Harry. We've only got 38 likes on the stream, okay? If we get that up to 67 likes, we'll do a wee pop quiz thing and we'll give away one of the cards in the live chat now on YouTube, okay? So we're at 38 likes now. We want to get to 67 likes, okay? That's a Celtic number, if any of you are wondering why that is. So if we get to 67, then we'll do a wee live chat pop quiz.
We'll give away a card. I'm just thinking then, in terms of the pop quiz, Quinny, I think I might have a decent question for us. Yeah, I do.
You do?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, yeah. Like,
nice.
It's not, it's obviously Sorare related.
Good.
I just want to make sure that this is completely true because... I think it is completely true. I think awesome. I'm good. Yeah.
Well, we're at 51 likes. So once we get to 67, now the thing I've learned, Harry, by doing these ones in the live chat pop quiz is before you say the question, you need to be very clear on the format of the answer.
Yeah, I'm not too
because I've messed that up. Is that a full name? Is that a number? We do decimal points.
I'm not looking for full name. You can give me the second name. That's completely fine for this one.
Second name only.
Second name's fine. Yeah, if you give me the first one, that's great as well. But it's just if I see that second name first, that is going to be the winner in the chat.
And
Simple
we'll
as
do it
that.
on your screen, Harry. The first one you see.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it off my what I'm looking at top chat, right?
Yep.
On YouTube. Okay, so we'll be
Right,
on
hold on.
58
We're at
likes.
50.
We need to we need to wait.
Yeah, we need to wait.
wait.
Right, so we've got the PSV predicted 11, so that's kind of where we're at. Now, I noticed on that stats thing, Harry, that the goalkeeper score looks terrible for the PSV game. Expected to score -10.
Yeah,
So
I
they're not
don't
expecting
really.
a clean sheet, which is funny.
Yeah, you know what though? It's weird that Volendam, they're no mugs. Like I watched them play against AZ Alkmaar a couple months ago, and AZ struggled. They lost 1-0. They were away, to be fair, AZ, but still, like they're no mugs. Like they've got some decent players. I know PSV are PSV, but yeah, I don't know. They're definitely no mugs. So don't take them too light.
Yeah, for sure. So it looks like Xavi Simons, Ibrahim Sangar is on a 50-50 coin toss with Eric Gutierrez to play, but it was Xavi Simons and Veerman in that powerhouse under 23 midfield. Teze, Branthwaite, Buscaglia back in town, and PVA make up the defence. Up front three, Fabio Silva. We're getting shouts in the live chat that Silva's getting a hat-trick this weekend alongside Luke de Jong and Anwar El Ghazi, maybe Johan Bakayoko. So yeah, we're at 61 likes. Guys, we need to get to 67. We're almost there. But I think that's pretty much the top fixture, Harry. Was there any other ones on that page that are maybe worth a shout out or a mention or predicted 11 against that you think, oh, that is a power fixture, in fact?
I don't really know too much about this Fenerbahce fixture in terms of how good or how bad the other team is, but I can't imagine they're great. But Fenerbahce at home, Galatasaray at home, that just screams goals. Monaco at home, Inter at home to Monza. There's definitely fixtures to be sort of shouted out. I guess Villarreal at home to Valladolid. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing crazy. Well, Napoli at home to Verona. I don't know. There's definitely obviously fixtures, but I wouldn't say there's. I don't know. There is actually some really good fixtures all around this game week. Barca away to Getafe.
Only
I
3
don't
more
know.
likes, almost there.
I can see 65. I can.
Oh, I'm on 64.
On my stream. Yeah. I think it's because I liked it. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe, perhaps.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of it for the Smasher fixtures. But it's interesting. It seems like Challenger kind of leading the way, I would say, in terms of where the best fixtures are to be had.
That top three, like those cards, particularly Porto defense, that's a stack people run. Ajax midfield and attack is a stack that people run. That could 100%. Be the key hybrid to this week, really.
And then Sporting as well. I know they're not on this. Well, they're down a little bit below Bayern, but Sporting defensive stack I think could be interesting. Bayern Munich obviously champ. You got Celtic, just obviously all round kind of thing defensively, forwards, whatever. And then obviously you got the PSV finals as well to look out for. Zagreb we haven't even mentioned. Benfica. There is honestly, Challenger seems ridiculous again, but then it's also the thing of going back to what we first started with is, well, where are these? If players have these smasher fixture cards, then they're probably going to play them in the biggest tournament. So where can you avoid them? Basically, is if you don't have them yourself, kind of thing, right? That's kind of what it comes down to.
If you have these stacks, would you prioritize All-Star, U23 or the region? What do you do?
I think if you've got a really good 5, it doesn't have to be all Ajax cards. It can be 2 Ajax cards and 3 Porto, whatever it is. If you've got a mixture of these couple of 5 great fixtures, 10 great fixtures, I think you've got to go for gold, Quinny. Why not? Especially if it depends, right? It depends on your cards. Have they got massive XP? Because I think that comes into play. If you're playing All-Star, you're going to want to go in there with some nice XP players, really.
Yep.
Like if you want to be super duper confident, because the chances are somebody's probably got the same lineup as you and they've got better XP than you, unfortunately. So it's just just picking and choosing where you think they're best. But if you've got great XP, if you've got 5 cards that have great fixtures, then I think you've got to go into All-Star and All-Star Rare Pro, depending on super rares and rares. And I think you've got to go for gold, Quinny. Genuinely.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Because particularly when you get big scores, that's when you really feel the XP. Because if you get a guy that bangs out 90 and they're close to that 10% mark, you're around another 9 points bonus. So definitely for separating yourself against other holders, definitely, but also as well because some of the teams we're looking at, for example, like USG, maybe some of those cards at rare level don't have as much of an issuance as the Porto ones, for example, and then maybe some of the Rangers ones are a really good example of this because there's just less of them. But having a differential card with high XP, then you've not you've now not got a guy that scored 80 that no one else played. You've now got a guy that's brought home 89 that no one else played, if you know what I mean. And then that's a much, it's a much, you're much higher up the mountain, if that makes sense. You're much further up the scale of, probability of scores and such,
Isco just said exactly what Harry said. I just went for this in midweek and finished third in gas D4. That's massive. That's huge, Isco. And I had very high XP cards. There we go. I think that is one little not a cheat code. It's obvious, but I think people maybe overlook it sometimes. And yeah, if especially on midweeks as well, there's definitely something else. There's an extra layer to midweeks. Not many people play midweeks anyway, so you're always at an advantage if you do play midweeks type of thing and have the cards for it. I'm one of them. I definitely target midweeks. Okay, Quinny, we have 67 likes.
Are you sure? I see 66.
According to my screen, I see 67, and we said we're going off my screen.
Okay, cool. So Sorare scouts and managers from around the world. Harry Boy, we've got a giveaway to do, right? We'll decide what card it is first, right? Harry Boy is going to give us a pop quiz question for the live chat, okay? It's fastest finger first. Harry's already told us surname only, okay? And it's Harry's screen, the first person we see. What card will we give away against this one? I think we'll give away Kahunas since that one just came in last, and that was Alex Pastor, okay? So Alex Pastor plays for Andorra, which is a League 2 card, or Segunda League, I beg your pardon. Really solid L5 here, and this is a card that can go into a good cap mode with a L15 or 42. You can really go into a 220 or 240. You could do anything for you. And we want to ship that out to you now, so we want to give that to someone in the live chat today. Harry Boy, let's hear it.
Fingers on keyboards, lads, is the most recent chat. But yeah, okay. Question is, there is one licensed Sorare player that plays for Cardiff City right now. I want his name. Go.
Oh, one current player at Cardiff City that is carded, that has a card.
That has a card.
Yep. Love that. I've got no idea who. Oh, actually, no. I was going to say a guy, but I think he plays for Swansea. I don't want to say any names. The live chat will be catching up, Harry. They're a wee bit behind us, but that was
fine.
You see the right answer? We'll let them all filter in, but if you see it, keep it to yourself. Let's see them all come in. Yeah, really interesting. I've got no clue who it is.
Swansea have a couple, I think. I can definitely think of a couple. Okay, the right answer's in. I mean, yeah, everyone's sort of guessing it right, but Dawn.
And Harry's gone. Oh no! Harry's dropped off the stream, guys. It's pandemonium on the dance floor. Harry has dropped off the stream. Oh, ay caramba. Is he still here? Oh, please, Harry, still be here. Oh, no. Harry boy. The answers are raining in, guys. I've got no idea what the right answer is. Can we get Harry back? I think because we have the promise of a giveaway, I don't think it'll be too hard for me to reinitiate the stream and get Harry boy back on. So let me see if I can get a message from Harry, see what he's given it. And we might need to re-kick up, and you'll need to join the new stream for the giveaway. And then that means we won't lose you. So 2 seconds. Aye, we're going to re-up. We're going to re-up for the giveaway, right? So Harry knows who he's seen first on screen. I'm sure Harry's still watching the stream. He knows who was first, yeah? So I'm going to end the stream. We're going to kick back open again in the next 2 seconds, okay? With Harry Boy.